We are in the home stretch with the election day just less than 2 weeks away now. Yeah, a staggering 41 million people have already cast their votes as big turnout is leading to record-breaking early voting numbers.
So let's get some analysis of this year's electoral process. Michael Waldman, let's bring him in, president of the Brennan Center for Justice. That's a nonpartisan law and policy institute, one of the preeminent voices having to do with voting rights in this country. So it's really, really good to talk to you. So the record numbers we're seeing, what do you attribute it to?
A lot of people heard the message that it's best to vote early. If you're going to vote by mail, vote early to make sure your ballot gets there. If you're going to vote in person, vote early. There are a lot of opportunities to do that now, and that way there won't be as much crowding on election day, and we can all protect our health best. I think it's probably also the case that there's a great deal of public interest in this election. We all know it matters a lot. And now it's really in our hands. We get to be the actors in this story, and it's a nice feeling.
Yeah, there's a great deal of public interest, to say the very least. There's also been a great deal of speculation about when we might actually know the results of Election Day. Is there anything that we need to know that could cause a further delay? What are you anticipating in terms of when we'll know who has won these races, specifically the race for president?
Well, we're all interested in that, of course. And, you know, there are a number of states where people are voting by mail in much greater numbers than before. And some of the key states are states where they don't really, by their own laws, get to start counting until Election Day. Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin being real examples. So if it all comes down to those states and they're counting the ballots, it could take a couple of days more. I think it's for all of us, we need to have a little bit of patience. If it takes a little longer this year, it's not because it's chaos or misconduct. It's just how we know that people are being careful and counting carefully. And, you know, it's a crazy time with the pandemic. Running an election during a pandemic is really hard, and that's one of the aspects of it.
Do you have any concerns? Can you assure voters about this process, in particular, the mail-in process that's been talked about so much?
Yes. Look, I think this year, there's every reason voters should feel and should be able to vote with confidence. Their vote will be counted. It's a pretty clean and a pretty efficient system. It's a new thing. It's kind of a crazy thing, frankly, that the president says this system is rigged because people are voting absentee or voting by mail. He says that means it's all rigged. Everybody should understand tens of millions of people vote by mail already. And there is very, very little evidence of misconduct. You're more likely to be hit by lightning than to commit voter fraud in the United States. And there are lots of protections. There are computer codes on the envelopes. There's ways of checking to see if your own ballot got in. I'm much more worried about people making sure that their vote gets counted than about some of the things that the president is talking about.
And Michael, you recently co-wrote an article for Politico outlining some of this. You say it's the 6 reasons not to panic about the election. What's the top reason we shouldn't panic about this election?
I spend much of my time panicking, so it's a good thing to be able to say, don't panic. You know, there's a worry that there are ways that candidates could not accept the results. President Trump said he wouldn't pledge to a peaceful transition of power, for example. But it turns out that there are pretty strong laws that prevent the misconduct and that make sure that the votes get counted. A lot of the questions about when ballots are going to get counted will be resolved before Election Day. There are a lot of lawsuits flying around now, and it could be kind of scary to hear about them, confusing. Just like the voting has started already, the lawsuits have started, but a lot of it's going to be resolved by Election Day. And, you know, presidents don't decide our elections. We have state officials of both parties from all over the country who've been working quietly on this for a year now, almost a year, to get it right.
Thank you so much. Good to see you. Hope to see you again real soon, maybe before the election. If we talk to you after, it might mean there's a problem. So, Michael Waldman.
Very happy.
All right, from the Brennan Center, thank you so much. And to our viewers, again, reminder, you can check out your key voter guidance specific to your state with our partners at 538 with much more on at their How to Vote website.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.